here in the park from the Haida Gwaii, Mid-Vancouver Island, and the Squamish Nation, which is located across the water in North Vancouver. The newest pole to be added to the park is the one directly in front of us that isn't painted. It was given to us in 2007 by the Squamish Band. The original poles are over 100 years old. They are no longer here due to our weather and the way it affected them. They've been removed from here, refurbished, and in a special climate control room out at UBC. These are fiberglass replicas.
Что там слева? Да я вижу, да. Да тут никак не снимешь. Тут никак не снимешь.
This is
А вот здесь симпатично.
Harry Jerome, one of the fastest men on the planet back in his day.
Здорово.
He is from Prince Albert, Saskatchewan, and at the age of 12, his sister, his mom and dad, and himself moved to North Vancouver. He was quite often seen running around Rock Noble here practicing. From the ages of 18 to 24, he held the world record for the 100-meter and 100-yard run. He retired from sports at the ripe old age of 24 when he was hired by the federal government to develop a sports curriculum that is still to this day taught in all schools in Canada. Directly across the water, you'll see the living roof of the Trading Convention Center, and then behind that, the cruise ship terminal. We do have 2 ships in today. We have the Celebrity Century and the Home America's Zane Dam. They will be departing late 1 and 2. Gunpowder was at a premium. But back in the 1800s, it used to signify the closing of Vancouver Harbor at 9 o'clock at night. It also allowed sailing ship captains to set their chronometers. Now, of course, all we do is scare the cruise ship passengers. Every once in a while, we do get one that spends the night here in Vancouver. They tie up at Canada Place North, directly in line with the cannon, not knowing it's going to fire. So around 9 o'clock, they'll be sitting out on deck having wine or cheese, or, in their cabins, or just wandering in Winter Olympics. The yellow pile is sulfur, destined for Asia. The brown pile is wood chips, also destined for Asia, but will return to us as IKEA furniture. And under the blue A-frame, we have potash. If you came in by cruise ship this morning, you came underneath the Lionsgate Bridge, also known as the bridge that beer built. It was built by the Guinness family of Ireland and Guinness Stout fame for $6 million back in 1936. They own 4,000 acres of that hillside there, and they wanted to sell some of their property. But the only way over there was by a rickety old passenger-only ferry. So the bridge opened in 1936. They put a small toll on it to pay for the maintenance so that locals could use it. But back then, if you wanted to buy property, you had to have a valid British passport. Nowadays, of course, all you need is $6.5 million. In 1958, the bridge was sold to the provincial government by the Guinness family for $6 million. The tolls remained on it. This is the barnacles on the side of the rock. We have anywhere from a 12 to 15-foot tide.
Опа! Девушка с веслом. Или без весла.
Still on your right, you'll see the figurehead from the Empress of Japan, one of 3 clipper ships that used to fly the waters between Vancouver and Hong Kong. In 1898, the Canadian Pacific Railway won a mail contract to transport mail from London, England via Vancouver to Hong Kong. The 3 trips on the Vancouver-Hong Kong route were Empress of India, China, and Japan. Now the locals used to come to the point here and watch the ships leave and enter the harbor. They plied the route till 1922. Oh, did you want a picture? Did you want to get a no? Okay. Till 1922, at which time they were retired and sent to Burrard dry dock for dismantling. Now, a energetic young newspaper reporter spotted that figurehead on a pile of wood that was going to be burned. So he snuck in there late one night and he borrowed the figurehead permanently. He refurbished it, deemed too expensive to fix or repair. In 1986, Variety of the Children's Charity donated this water park to replace the pool. Now the unique feature is actually located right below us in the tunnel. there is a child's dryer. Now, if you have to get home and you have a brand new car with Corinthian leather and you have a child that just will not dry, you would throw him in the child's dryer, hit the button, he's blown dry by hot air, not controlled by those lane traffic lights, you see. It was use it at your own risk. And what quite often would happen is you would crest drop of the hill passing a car and see another car coming at you in the opposite direction. After 10 years of some pretty serious accidents, they instituted these lane control lights. Now how they work, in the morning rush hour Monday to Friday, from 6 till 10 you'll have 2 lanes off the North Shore into town. From 3 to 7 you have 2 lanes from town over to the North Shore. All the rest of the time, that center lane changes direction every 15 minutes to keep the flow of traffic moving. From 12:30 at night till 6 o'clock in the morning, the center lane is... It's not unusual to see upwards of 17 wedding parties if you're at any one time having the wedding pictures taken.
Ну ничего, так симпатично. Это я опять из автобуса снимаю. Только здесь почему-то окно высоко. Мне приходится немножко поднимать.
Now, once we get around the Pipeline Road traffic calming circle, when this was first established a few years back, it really confused the local drivers. You would see them getting in there and try and spend hours trying to figure out how to get out. They just go around in circles. But they finally figured it out. So on your left, as we come into the park here, you can see a picture of Lord Stanley. Or not a picture, a statue of Lord Stanley. He's sitting at the top of the grassy green area here. There he is. Now there's quite an interesting story behind the statue. There was a memo written stating the fact that 1 year after the opening of the park, which was in 1888, there would be a statue to him recognizing the fact that it's named after him. But the city lost the memo, and it was not found until 1960. So the statue did not arrive in the park until 1961. So as we see, city governments can lose anything in any era. The stone building here is the Vancouver Rowing Club. It is actually the amalgamation of the English Bay Rowing Club and the Burrard Inlet Rowing Club. They formed one club. The original clubhouse was a floating one, and I'll tell you what happened to it a little bit further down the road. This one's built on stilts because of our high tides. And Prince Charles is a member here, and our Olympic rowing team also comes from this club. And then across the street we have a Robbie Byrne statue, the Scottish poet that gave us old language here in the harbour. And the mayor figured there would end up being an open pit mine here, so he convinced the federal government to create a park to stop the mining interests. Unfortunately, the coal is of such low grade that it is still underneath the water. It is home to the West End, which is the second most densely populated area in North America, with 280,000 people calling this area home. And it's a 1 square mile area, or square kilometer area. The tallest building in Vancouver is that all-glass tower there, 69 floors. It's the one with the little crane on top. That's the Shangri-La Hotel. The interesting fact about that is the top 4 floors are above the snow line. So in the winter, if conditions are right, it'll be raining down here at street level, but the top 4 floors will be receiving snow.
Оба, вот это мы на смотровой площадке парка. Обязательно, обязательно, обязательно. Кораблики. Это. Танечка. Красиво. Красиво все. Это Ванкувер, со смотровой площадки какого-то местного парка. Вот у нас площадка смотровая. Вот это мост начинается, тот зеленый. Ну давайте еще разок крутану. Влево-вправо, вправо-влево. Город Ванкувер.
领导啊，很喜欢看我们，那我们就有时候专门找个半天给他用半天上。山啊、云啊都。